I was leaving a strip club at like 3 a.m. My friend had already bailed on me, so I left and took a shortcut the GPS suggested. Two endless cornfields on both sides. Nothing but gravel road, darkness. The moon was a sliver. The air was hot and heavy. Felt like syrup sticking to my skin. That's when my car died. I pulled over, raised the hood, stared at the engine. I didn't know anything. Truth is, I have zero mechanical knowledge. Monkeys probably know more about cars than me. So my phone was down to 40% battery, not dead, but just enough to make me worry. I sat on the ground in front of my car, dizzy, nauseous, my shirt clinging to me like glue, the crickets in the background screaming in the fields. I thought to myself, I just have to wait an hour for the tow truck. 1 hour. AAA said, yes, just 1 hour. That's all you have to wait. So within 10 minutes, I heard a scream, a roar on the gravel, headlights, a tow truck. My heart sank and lifted at the same time. It pulled over right in front of me. I couldn't believe it. This giant man jumped out, reminded me of like an 80s wrestler. Huge, 6 feet 5 inches at least. And he was wearing a black sweater, cowboy boots, ball cap, and dark sunglasses. I mean, it's like 3 a.m. Weird, but he was sweating profusely. And he reminded me like of Paul Bunyan. I'm not that tall, but I'm not that short. But she was massive. And without saying a word, he kind of sprinted off to my car, slammed the hood shut, slid into the driver's seat, and just started my car like nothing happened. I just stood there stunned. My mouth was flopping around like a fish out of water. So I was just kind of babbling. I was like, how much do I owe you? Fumbling through 20s and 10s and singles, obviously. That's when his smile changed. He looked at me. Behind those glasses, I couldn't see his eyes, but they bore into me. And he said, what's with that red X on your hand? They don't give you that at church. I was like frozen. I didn't know what to say. And he saw this X and he was like staring at it. And he said, where's your wedding ring? Where's your wife? Why aren't you home with her? I snapped back. I'm like, what business of that is yours? And he just kind of smirked and he's like, are you going to church tomorrow? I'm like, what? What does that have to do with anything? You're here for my car. What are you talking about, dude? And his head looked back up at the sky like that. I'm looking, I'm like, what is he looking at? I'm like, this is not AAA. It can't be. This guy's so weird. But I was so thankful my, car was started. And he's like, don't worry, buddy. You're gonna pay for everything in the future. So I just grabbed a bunch of money. I'm like, here, take the money and he's like, don't worry. You're gonna pay for everything in the future. Real soon now. Then he stomped away like he was angry, furious, disappeared into his truck, zoomed away. I bent down, I was picking up my money, and I was really pissed off at this guy. I'm like, he's mocking me, asking me weird questions, looking up at the sky. And then AAA called me back and they're like, sir, we apologize. There's been a delay. It's going to be at least another hour. We can't, have someone out that quickly. I'm like, what are you talking about? You already sent someone. I want to actually register a complaint against this asshole. No, sir. We don't have a driver available yet for about 2 hours. I'm like, what? So this guy wasn't even from AAA? Well, anyway, to this day, I don't know who this guy was. A lumberjack, angel, demon, a messenger from God. All I know is he grilled me about my wife, grilled me about church, and he left me with a warning about my future, my collapse that was going to come very shortly. I went home. I was sick, full of shame, regret. I was miserable, and the sun started coming up. But like any narcissist, I just kind of got over it. I tried to push it away. This was an omen from God. But I told myself, this doesn't matter. I pushed it away like everything else. Years later in therapy, I realized this tow truck driver was giving me a warning from God, I believe. He told me straight to my face I would pay for everything in the future very soon. And I did. I lost my wife. I lost my home. I lost my family. They pulled away from me. I got fired. Everyone around me kind of sort of faded away. But I think God had given me a chance to turn back, to go to church. That would have saved me in my whole life right there had I gone at that moment. I could have avoided this whole collapse. But I ignored it. So look, if you're a narcissist, God will warn you. But He will not wait forever. You better get right with God. You better get in therapy because God will not wait. When He pulls away His hand, your world will collapse like mine did. And if you're dating a narcissist, stop trying to save them. You can't. The only person you could save is you. And by the way, I'm sure everyone knows by now, I used to be a faceless channel, but a giant, cold, cruel organization made sure I couldn't stay faceless. At the moment, I don't have any sponsors, thanks to the fucking algorithm. But don't worry, I'm not going anywhere. They're not taking my channel away. This is my home, and I'm going to keep uploading. Thanks for watching. God bless you.